Hello, back with the next part of our video in which we are going to talk about the pathway of air, how it enters inside. Now, pathway of air inside, when we are talking about, there are certain steps that goes on when we are breathing. So the first step is when we take in air, we breathe in air, the air enters through the nasal cavity, which we have already discussed in the diagram. Okay, the hair and the mucus which is present in the nasal cavity do not allow the dust and other particles present in the air to enter our body. Okay, that has been captured in the hairs itself. These particles get trapped inside the nose only, they do not enter inside. Okay, thus the air is being filtered here itself. Then as the air passes through the nasal cavity, it becomes warm. Okay, as it comes in contact with our body, it becomes warm. The warm and moistened and filtered air from the nasal cavity reaches the pharynx, which is next, or which is a neck region, and then to the larynx, that is the voice box. Below the larynx is the trachea or the windpipe, we call it as. Commonly air passes through that, and then this trachea has been divided into two bronchi, right and left bronchi, in the chest cavity and leads to the lungs. Okay, it reaches to the lungs. In the lungs, each bronchus branches into smaller tubes known as bronchioles, and at the end of the bronchioles there are small rounded structure known as air sacs, which I have already discussed with you. It's also known as alveoli, which are present over there. Each alveolus is made up of a very thin membrane which is surrounded by blood vessels, and this is how the air which is being filtered and the blood becomes oxygenated over there. Oxygen mixes with the blood and then it is being transferred to further part of our body, different parts of our body, and this is how the energy reaches up to each and every part of our body and we are able to do different kind of work. Then we are going to talk about gaseous exchange in the alveoli. The oxygen which diffuses, as I have told you, the oxygen gets diffused. It passes through the blood vessels, and we all have seen that cell membrane is present. Yes, the cell has a cell membrane which allows the diffusion of the, or which is permeable and which allows the particles to move in and out. So the same way the oxygen diffuses inside the blood vessels and surrounding the oxygen alveoli, it has to be transported to all the parts of the body. This happens with the help of pigment known as hemoglobin, which is present in the blood. Now oxygen combines with the hemoglobin of blood therein to form oxyhemoglobin. Okay, oxyhemoglobin. The oxygenated blood is carried from the lungs to the heart, which supplies it to the tissues and cells of the body, and this is how oxyhemoglobin breaks up when it reaches the cell and oxygen is released in the cell. The oxygen released in the cell is then used up in breaking down of the food to release energy, and this process of breaking down the energy after releasing out oxygen is known as oxidation of food. Now here, when carbon dioxide and water which is produced in the cell as a result of respiration, when respiration takes place, we take in oxygen and water and carbon dioxide has been released out. So this carbon dioxide is a waste product and it needs to be removed from the body. So how it is being removed? This carbon dioxide from the cell again reaches the blood vessels, diffuses again into the alveoli and moves out through the lungs, bronchioles, bronchi and trachea, and is finally released out of the body through the nostrils during exhalation process. So this is how gaseous exchange in the alveoli takes place. Then we will move on to the next part, that is cellular respiration. Now as I have already told you, cellular respiration means what? The reaction that takes place inside the cell during the process of respiration. It is known as cellular respiration. Okay, it can be written as the equation which is being given in the slide, that is glucose, which is the energy that has been obtained from the food which we eat. It's been combined with oxygen and then carbon dioxide, water and energy is being released out. Now energy is being released in the form of ATP. Okay, ATP, it is adenosine triphosphate, You will learn more about it in your coming classes, but for now I'll just tell you the full form of it, that is ATP. It is a form of energy which is released out when we respire. So this is how cellular respiration takes place. Now the next is, how is the mechanism of breathing? Now how do the mechanism takes place? Now we'll see the mechanism of breathing. Okay, mechanism means how it has been inhaled and exhaled out. Yes, we have already seen and I've already told you that when we take in oxygen, it's known as inhalation, and when we give out carbon dioxide, it's known as exhalation, where the air comes out. Now does it take place? The diagram can tell you very specifically that what is inhalation and exhalation, and it is a flow chart like which explains you very well that the internal intercostal muscles which are present, okay, inside the chest, that is relaxed when we are inhaling. Then external intercostal muscles, they contract, okay, external, those who are present outside. So during breathing, the chest movement which we feel are because of the contraction and expansion of the lungs that are taking place. The muscles attached to the rib cage are known as intercostal muscles and the diaphragm. Okay, a big flat muscle which is present at the base is known as diaphragm. It is responsible for bringing out contraction and expansion of the chest cavity. Now, an act of breathing which is taken, breathing when we take in, it's known as inspiration. Expiration is a process by which air is being expelled out of the lung. Now we'll actually see what happens during inhalation and what happens during exhalation. So during inhalation, the intercostal muscles which are present, okay, which is present in the rib cage, they contract. The rib cage moves up and outwards, so the volume of the chest cavity increases, and the diaphragm contracts, which makes it flatten out. So the chest cavity gets even larger, okay, it swells, it comes out. As the chest cavity gets larger, air moves down the windpipe and the lungs, and here in the diagram where you can see that the chest has been filled with air, and therefore the diaphragm contracts and the intercostal muscles contract and the rib cage moves outwards because air has been filled into it. And when exhalation or expiration takes place, the intercostal muscles relax and the rib cage moves down and inwards, so the volume of the chest cavity decreases. Okay, that can be seen in the diagram. The arrow shows you that. The diaphragm relaxes and returns to a dome shape, which decreases the volume of the chest cavity further, and the chest cavity becomes smaller and the air is being forced out of the lungs, and this is how the air comes out. So you can see the difference. When we are inhaling, the diaphragm contracts, and when we are exhaling, the diaphragm relaxes. So it is it's a role of intercostal muscles and diaphragm when we carry out the process of breathing. Now we'll talk about the differences between certain process. Like first we'll see about breathing and respiration. What's the difference between both of them? So breathing, it is a physical process which involves only exchange of gases, okay, but respiration on the other hand is a biochemical process which involves breakdown of food, okay. Then no energy is released during this process. During breathing process, energy is not released, but during respiration process, we have seen the equation that energy is being released out in the form of ATP. Then breathing takes place outside the cell. There is no role being played by cell in the process of breathing, but respiration takes place within the cell. Okay, so this is the difference between breathing and respiration. The next difference is about respiration and combustion. Now what is combustion? The process, it involves non-living thing also. The process involves respiration is being carried out only in living things. Non-living things do not carry out that. But combustion is a process which involves non-living things. In this respiration process, oxidation of food takes place. Oxidation means breaking down of food with the help of oxygen is known as oxidation of food. It takes place with the help of enzymes. We have seen enzymes. Enzymes are the chemical substances which makes the equation go on more faster. It increases the rate of reaction. Then combustion does not involve it involves burning of substances with no enzymes involved in it. Then respiration, energy is being released out in a stepwise manner, and during combustion process a lot of energy is released out. Okay, then respiration occurs at room temperature and combustion takes place at very high temperature. So this is the difference between respiration and combustion. Then the next we are going to talk about is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now what is aerobic and anaerobic, that we'll come to know in our further slides also, but just to give you an idea, aerobic respiration is a process where oxygen is present and so it's known as aerobic, and anaerobic respiration is the one where the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. This is the basic difference between both of them. Then aerobic respiration, glucose is completely broken down. In anaerobic respiration, glucose is partially broken down, it is not fully broken down. Then in aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and water are the end products, which we have seen in the equation in both plants and animals. But in anaerobic respiration, ethyl alcohol, lactic acid is being secreted at the, or it is the end product of the equation or the reaction that takes place. Then aerobic respiration, more energy is being released, and in anaerobic respiration less energy is released. Okay, so fine, this was all about different kind of or differences between different processes. We'll see the relation between respiration and combustion in our coming part of the chapter.